What is a mentor? In Greek mythology, mentor was the friend whom Odysseus left in charge of the household while he was at Troy, and who was the teacher and protector of Telemachus, Odysseus' son. Who has been a teacher and guide for you? I often think that the basic task of human life is to discover who you are and whose you are. So in that light, a mentor is someone who teaches you and guides you as you come to discover who you are and whose you are. If I think about it like that, one of my teachers and guides in life has been my very first music teacher, Sister Kathrine Bellamy. Have you ever met somebody who you'd follow to the ends of the earth and back? Sister Kathrine was just such a person. She was a gifted music teacher, and for me, watching her was the best education I could ever have about how to become a good teacher. She inspired us very young singers to make the sounds she wanted us to make. She taught in such a way that you could see the image that she was striving for, and treated us with such love and encouragement that we wanted to create these beautiful sounds with her and for her. Sister Kathrine never spoke very loudly, and certainly never harshly. There is a line in the Bible about how God's way with us is to lead us with cords of loving kindness. And that was how Sister Kathrine taught. We wanted to make her happy, and in doing so, we realized that we were making ourselves happy. Now, that's not to say that she didn't challenge me too. If Sister Kathrine thought that I wasn't living up to my potential, she had no problem sitting me down and telling me this in a pretty direct way. She was honest and forthright, and she didn't mince words. Sister Kathrine had a special place in her heart for the poor. She always found a way to get music lessons paid for a deserving student who could not afford this, and was instrumental in establishing scholarships that provided for the musical education of young musicians. She did the informal, on-the-ground kind of aid, and she also established structures through which that aid could flow more effectively. Structures that engaged others and did not rely solely on her. When I was a teenager and Sister Kathrine began to sense in me a similar love for the poor, Sister Kathrine would take me with her to visit homes and teach people how to cook, how to do laundry, how to clean a home, how to shop for groceries on a budget. She believed in giving people the skills through which they could make a life, rather than depending on charity, and the poor loved her. And once again, rather than only do home visits, Sister Kathrine was instrumental in setting up structures to help the poor in their immediate needs. She helped establish an interdenominational food bank in St. John's, and it continues to operate today. When I was an adult and came back to St. John's to work, Sister Kathrine and I would have lunch most Thursdays. We would talk about life and how things were going, and we would laugh at some of the events that were unfolding in the world around us. We would share our love for history. In addition to her love for the poor and her love for music, the other abiding love of Sister Kathrine's life was a keen appreciation for history. She loved a good story, and she was writing the history of the Sisters of Mercy in Newfoundland. Every week there was a story to share, and often we would puzzle over the meaning of the events and what had motivated the people involved. I looked up to Sister Kathrine. I wanted to learn from her, and I sensed, even as a very young child, that this woman had a great deal to teach me. She was the master teacher, and I was the apprentice. As a teenager, I watched not just what she did, but how she did it. I came to love and appreciate the way she acted on the ground level for those in need, but also worked to put structures in place that would benefit them in the long term. As an older woman, I found a friend and a companion in her. She was never very robust in health, but she always found ways to rise above her health issues and never to let physical diminishment or limitation limit her capacity to grow or her ability to serve. You and I come from a long line of faithfulness. Sister Kathrine is part of my long line of faithfulness. Who has been part of yours? Today, I encourage you to think about the people who have shaped you, molded you, and mentored you, and to give thanks for them. In them, God has poured out God's abundant, abiding love. Then, go and do likewise. You must be a mentor for others, taking on apprentices in the Christian life, guiding them, teaching them, leading them, and when the time is right, encouraging them to spread their wings.